good, everyone? It's me, Yolow here, and today we're going to be making predictions for the Grand Beatbox Battle 2024 solo category. When this video is being recorded currently right now, GBB is happening, I think, later tonight. Not the solo category specifically, but GBB, the event. So I just thought, hey, why don't we just, make a fun little list of who I think is going to pass the eliminations and maybe get top 4. I won't say who I think is going to win. That's kind of tough. But I'll probably give like 1, 2, or 3 names. I'll definitely single it out to the top 4. But I mean, I'm really excited to see, who we got here. And so we're just gonna have like a light discussion. Before I get started, I just want to say I'm not putting anyone down. It's just something I just wanted to do for fun, just to kind of build hype for the event. And also, if you guys have thoughts that might be, you guys might disagree, just let me know down in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts as well, because this is a really fun list. So let's get to it. Before I get started, let's talk about how each of these participants got into this battle. Okay, so we have 16 participants. The first 8 from Osis to Stitch were from the wildcard competition. We're gonna take away Improver though, just because we have Momimaru coming in his place, so that's gonna be really sick to see him again. It's a shame we didn't get to see Improver, but maybe something happened in his life, so it's a shame, but it is what it is. And then the other guys, we have Wing, who qualified from GBB 2023. He got 3rd place and absolutely smashed that whole competition. He had a really great run. We have Joulard, who was in the under 18 competition and won that battle. I feel like he just dominated. It was a clear win to him. You can tell he just came out for blood that competition. So Joulard. Alexinho, we recently saw him in the 7th Smoke, and he won that, qualifying him for this competition. So that's really exciting. And then these other 5 are from different battles that were outside of GBB. So Kaji is qualifying from the Beatland competition. Maxo was qualifying from the Florida Beatbox competition. Black Rose coming off a Great North Beatbox battle win and qualifying for this competition. Remix was the African and MENA qualifiers. He qualified from winning that competition. And we have BLY Krebsley coming from the Beat City Japan competition. So yeah, we have a crazy list. Before I get started, I don't want to eliminate people immediately. I just want to point out people who I have like 100% chance I know they're going to get into the battle. So I'm going to pick out a few names who I think is going to make it to the battles, and then I might eliminate from people from there. First person I want to keep, and it's going to be a no-brainer. I want to keep Alexinho from France. He won the 7th Smoke. I feel like Alexinho is coming into this battle with the same intention as Napalm. I don't think he's going to prepare much for him to win, but I know that his experience is just far greater from any of these competitions, like any of the competitors. Like, because what we have, he's the world champion, 2018 world champion. He has so many other accolades. French champ. He's been doing this for maybe 2 decades. I don't know, just an absolute OG. So I want to keep him. He's definitely getting past the eliminations. Another person I definitely want to keep in this list is Wing. I'm not sure if we're gonna see Wing go all out this year, but I know for a fact that he's gonna make the elimination, just because his style is so fitting towards it. If he had like more of like a harder style, because he's more musical, if he had like a harder style, I might have given it been like a little bit iffy. But Wing is very musical. He crushed it last year, and even seeing like his Hot Ton elimination, he was incredible. So I want to keep Wing also for now. And then a third person I also want to keep is, and this is gonna maybe spark debates, but I'm gonna say my reasoning. I think Maxo is also going to make it past the elimination, and I want to talk about why. So he was my thought process, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of a story I had from the last competition. So last competition, I made a point, and I didn't, not like online, but just before 2023 happened, I made a point how I thought Improver was going to pass onto the battles, just because I feel like he was new coming in 2021, and he barely didn't make it in. It was by 1 vote. He barely was 17th, okay? He almost made it to the battles, but just I feel like he didn't have that GBB experience, and GBB is such an incredible stage, the biggest battles in the world. So that's why I said, okay, he was a little bit fresh there, new to the GBB stage. I said, okay, he's definitely going to make it in 2023, and he did. And I'm going to say the same thing for Maxo as well. Maxo scored 9th last year, and so again, he's getting, his accolades are insane. Florida Beatbox battle winner, European champ. Is incredible, but for that stage, it can be really overwhelming. It's a crazy atmosphere, and he got 9th place. So I feel like since he has that experience under his belt and he did so well in that competition, I'm gonna put him on the list. So I will say I think Maxo is going to slide into the battles this year. And for now, just to keep track, I'm going to put green check marks of who I think is going to pass into the battles. Another person I say is going to pass into the battles is Abo Ice. I'm really confident in his abilities. He's an incredible beatboxer. He's going to dominate the stage. Crazy presence, crazy sounds. His energy is incredible on stage, even in Hotten, because I feel like that's the most recent performance we have on Abo Ice. He did, I'm not sure if his placement, but he can definitely grab the stage's attention, especially like even his routines, like they're really sick. And him coming into GBB last year and scoring 5th place in the eliminations and 4th place overall was just an incredible performance. He really did well, and I think he's gonna do really well this year. I know he's gonna pass on to the battles, so I'm gonna say Abo Eyes is gonna qualify. He's just overall, I feel like he could bring that musical style. It's not like a musical as in singing wise, but I feel like, you know, even though his sounds are really harsh, he knows how to structure them correctly to, you know, fit that musical type of standard, you know, just being really slow. So I would say Abo Eyes, I think he's going to crush it, and I think he is going to make the battles. That's a good prediction. I feel like a lot of people are thinking the same thing because he did really well last year, so we're just going to put a green check mark next to him. Another person I want to say will also pass is, I think a lot of people might agree with this, is Pac Max. Pac Max can, he has it all. I mean, he has that power, he has the energy. He's, what is it, such a crazy stage presence. I feel like his musicality is getting like really better too. He can do the musical stuff. His preparation is really well, and even in all the battles we've seen him in the past couple of years, I mean, Vice World Champ, like he is always, you know, top 4, you know, just always just the cream of the crop, just always performing like excellent. So I'm gonna say Pac Max is going to pass, and he also has such a big personality on stage. It's similar to Alexinho. I know he's gonna go on stage. He's gonna be serious, of course, but he's gonna crack jokes as well. So I'm gonna say Pac Max as well, and I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. Now, I'm also going to say, and this is really hard because when I'm judging, I'm just, again, for fun, when I'm judging this for fun, I feel like for technical beatboxers, it's going to be really hard to grab the attention of the stage, like of the audience and the judges specifically, you know, because you got to realize with this elimination, it's what, 4 minutes. It's quite lengthy. It's really lengthy. So it's going to be really hard, especially if you're more technical, to keep that same energy throughout the battle. But one person that really stands out to me, just based on preparation, from what I've heard of his stage presence, I'm going to say Black Roll, okay? And that might be off-putting for quite like a number of people, but Black Roll, I would say, is a good toss-up, because every time like he's in a competition, and you can check his accolades, he's always getting top 4 in every competition. Like his preparation is just pristine. It's really good. So I feel like Black Roll, it's definitely going to be tough for him, and I don't see him being in the top echelon, like the top 4. I definitely see him in the bottom 4 area, but I think it's a safe bet to say that Black Roll is going to make it past the elimination, and it's a hard vote, but I think it's gonna be really close for him, but I can see Black Roll making it in. So right now we have 6 checked marked, and I need to check 2 other people. Now the next one is gonna be really hard for me, because I think from now I might have to eliminate some people. One person that always stood out to me, and again, not a lot of you, like a lot of you are gonna be really disappointed, but I think I might have to X out Helium. I'm gonna do it right now, and I want to explain my reasoning. Now Helium, we all know he's an incredible beatboxer. Like he's absolutely insane. But for me with Helium is that I feel like when it's always the GBB elimination, he always underperforms. So back in 2018, I think a lot of people were writing for him saying, oh, he's gonna make it to the battles, but he didn't make it to the battles. 2021, like I was saying with Improver, because I was just talking about him, he barely made it in. Like it wasn't like, oh, he scored 16 and he scored 17, because again, that's also barely making it in. But also, I think the judges had to decide, and it was 3-2 for Helium. So he was off by 1 vote. And even then, his elimination was just, again, it's so close to making it into the battles. And then even in last year's competition in 2023, again, a lot of people are writing for this guy saying, hey, he's gonna make it to the battles. But again, I just felt like he kind of underperformed. So again, just based on, I know he has that GBB experience and he could surprise us, but I'm just gonna keep on on X just as like a safe bet because the past has not been good for him. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to X out Helium. Another person I'm also going to X out is, what is it? I do not think that Kaji is also going to make it into the battles. I feel like Kaji has a really good style and he has like really good energy and he has some really cool stuff, but what is it? And again, I'm gonna be super excited. I'm a big fan of Kaji's. Like, he has such a cool style, but to captivate an audience for 4 minutes long, and I don't even think we seen him do like a lot of musical stuff. Like, he has some cool stuff, but again, I don't think he's gonna be able to take that stage and just rock it for 4 minutes straight. Like, it's a lot, especially. So I'm gonna eliminate Kaji. And then another person, like I was saying, technical wise, it's really hard. Again, this is such a good list. There's someone I do want to point out, Krebsley. Now, I don't know much about him, I'm gonna be honest, so I can't really say if he's gonna make it or not. I don't want to eliminate him, but I don't really know the beatboxer personally, so I'm just gonna put an X because I don't want to vote him in, because, you know, I don't want to vote him into this list and I don't even know a single thing about him. And this is not putting him down as like his ability, because I just don't know his ability, so I don't think I can properly make a prediction for him. So I'm just gonna put an X on him. And I'm also gonna put the same for Steady. Again, we saw his wild card. His wild card was incredible, but I don't really know much of Steady outside of that wild card. Like, he has cool stuff, and he definitely had like a breakout when he came. Not like we know Steady before that, but what is it? He came out of nowhere with this wildcard competition. I didn't even see him coming, and he qualified. But I don't see him making it past the eliminations. Again, sorry, I'm gonna retract what I just said. Again, I just don't really know him like that. I feel like he probably could, because his wildcard was really well. But again, 4 minutes is a long time, and from what I've seen with his wildcard, there's a lot of technical stuff. So it's hard. Now, we have a couple other names left. Improver, we still gotta remember that's Momimaru, just to point it out. Now for these guys, they're quite of a toss-up. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say for each of them. I feel like Osis is really good, and a lot of people are gonna have him on the list. But my thing is, and I think he could make it maybe in like the lower half, but again, it's that technical beatboxers. It's kind of hard for me, and I've never seen him be musical in some parts. Again, it's really hard. But I can see Osis. I might put him in the lower half, but again, I have to check each of these guys differently. Den is an interesting one. It's gonna be his 3rd time. He has great experience, and I would put him on the list. Though I think he said his intention for GBB this year, I don't think he was saying he wanted to win. I think I remember when he qualified, he was saying he had like just an intention to make music and kind of prove something different. I don't know the exact statement. I would have to pull it up, so I'm gonna do that and just read it real quick just to see. I'm going to read it for his Instagram just so I don't miss it. But he said, a big goal of mine this GBB and in general is to change how beatbox is consumed by the community, whether it's a battle or a showcase. I hope to change how beatboxers listen to others / themselves, even if it's just a little. Hopefully my music can be one of the things that influence how people view beatboxing in the future, which is a good goal. So I'm not sure if that's saying like he's gonna like, because when I think of statements like that, I think of, okay, he might be not really going for the win, but just trying to you know, have a good time on stage. So again, I'm unsure when it comes to Den, because I don't really know what that statement means, and I don't know his intentions as well. So again, I'm gonna base this off his past performances. I don't remember him really scoring that high in the last competitions. I feel like he definitely has that musical standpoint, and he has some cool techniques. But what is it? I feel like he could make it in, but again, that statement is kind of throwing me off. I don't know his intentions with this competition, so for now, I'm just gonna leave him eliminated, unfortunately. But again, I could see him making it into the battles. It's just that statement is, I don't know the intention with him in this competition, because it just kind of threw me off. So now we have 4 left. Now this is gonna be a kind of a hear me out situation. Now we got a picture that this is gonna be in Japan, so I feel like since it's, and this is tough because again, this is such a high quality list, and I don't know if I want to include him. but I definitely see this guy making 8th or 7th or 6th, maybe in the lower half. But I feel like Stitch might make it in. I have, what is it? I really like his style if he sticks to like a more musical point, because I feel like recently we've been seeing him do some hard stuff, but I don't know if I wouldn't want him to do the hard stuff. I want him to do like his more musical type of standard, because I feel like he could make that elimination, especially since 2021. I feel like Stitch is coming into this competition with something to prove, because in 2021 I would say it wasn't the best of his performances. It was really not the best. So I feel like him coming into this competition, he has a lot to prove. So I feel like Stitch could make it in with this, like his musical stuff. And also a big thing about Stitch with these Japanese crowds, and we see it in the last 2 hot and beatbox battles, his crowd engagement is incredible with Japanese crowds. Like I feel like Stitch is really like well immersed in Japanese culture in general. So like even like if I don't know what he's saying, he's always speaking or saying something to the crowd. So I feel like I might put Stitch in just because, I don't know, it's just like a hunch, because I feel like it's gonna be really hard for him to prove something. Do I want to I'm gonna leave him on the bench, but I'm just gonna talk about some other guys, because I talked about Osis, I talked about Stitch. Joulard is an interesting one, but I'm gonna eliminate him just for this reason. I know Joulard is an incredible beatboxer. He's one of my he became one of my favorites after that competition. But again, it's that unsure. I'm just unsure just because he's a technical beatboxer. He brought moments of musicality and he could have improved them, but in a year it's kind of hard to tell to build that atmosphere. And yeah, again, I feel like he will shine at a battle, but I don't think a 4-minute elimination is going to be quite tough. I think he might be able to slide in, because I feel like for the other ones, I'm more confident, like the list I have right now, but I'm really unsure. So I'm going to keep him eliminated. This is a weird one also. Remix is a weird one for me as well. I feel like, I know Remix can do a showcase. We've seen his showcase before, and they do really, really well, because I feel like I kind of get his structure, but I feel like he's a lot of, and this is the thing with like inward bass beatboxers. I'm not calling him an inward bass beatboxer, but like he has a lot of basses, right? And I feel like especially on that stage, it's gonna be really hard for him to, I guess, keep that like wow factor for the basses. I know he has some routines where he has, you know, does other stuff. Like I can see him going on stage and doing what is it? It's more of like a battle move, but like I've seen like, you know, his round against CJ. I know that round was like more for Beatland. I know that round was more of like a, what would you call it? More like battle-ish, like the poison, like your structures of poison. But like if he brings that approach, I could potentially see him in GBB. But that's the thing with me with Remix. I'm not sure if the judges are gonna like it. Additionally, I checked his Hatan rating just right now, and I know Remix could, what is it? He placed 10 in the Hatan elimination, and that's a good benchmark to, you know, check, because that competition had some crazy names. Again, it's a different competition, but I feel like his placement in that competition was really, really good. And I feel like for 4 minutes, it's really hard to say, but man, that's the thing. I'm just gonna discuss him just before I make a placement, because it's really hard to put Remix. I could see him making to the past the eliminations, because I feel like he has a lot of techniques that he can show off, that can show his versatility in so many different facets. So again, I don't know the round, what he's doing for his elimination. I'm assuming it's something new, but again, I'm just gonna say it like that. And then the last one we didn't really talk about is Momimaru. Now Momimaru, we had him last year in 8th place. He had an incredible performance, very clean basics. It's really, really well. It was really, really good. And now this is the thing though. I'm going to say, I think I'm gonna say yes to Momimaru, and I think just because I feel like the judges would like his style compared to these other guys. I feel like they would like the other styles, but Momimaru's having these clean like drums, and you know, I feel like his style really appeals to like the judges. I think the judges would Collapse, Footbox G, just name, I named 2, and I feel like he would really appeal to, you know, having that more cleanliness instead of like all like the craziness that maybe Osis or Remix might come off with. So I'm gonna say yes to Momimaru. Again, ignore the improver. We're gonna pretend that's Momimaru. So actually, wait, there we go, we have Momimaru there. Again, I see the judges. Okay, the judges is Collapse, Footbox G, Darnie, Hiss, and Napalm. And again, it's hard to pick based on like these last couple of people, because I feel like the other ones I was more confident. This one is a little bit harder for me, so that's why I'm kind of looking at the judges. And I feel like especially like the cleanliness is like quite a big thing, and I feel like Momimaru can really, you know, he has moments where he can really shine, so, and flex those types of sounds. So I'm gonna say Momimaru is gonna pass, though again, this is really tough. I don't know who to give it to. Now we have Stitch, Remix, and Osis left. Now this is gonna be really hard. Okay, I know Osis, I want to say some things that why I'm not putting them on there. I know Osis is incredible online, but I feel like from what I've seen on stage in his previous performances, he hasn't really reflected or shown that he can be just as dominant on stage as he's on the online scene. So there are moments where he places kind of low in the battles, because I feel like I expect him to be higher, and especially in a competition like this, it's really hard to kind of, what is it, again, like the technicality is tough. And especially, again, there are so many competitions, I mean battles specifically, that are, what is it, where he kind of shines, because I feel like Osis in general is supposed to shine in a battle, but a showcase is, I don't think he's gonna be able to pull it off in the showcase. Okay, it's really hard. So again, it's tough, but I might have to get rid of Osis on this. Again, I think he could make it again, and I'm just kind of, it's hard to pick between these last couple of guys, but I'm not really sure in his ability. I feel like recently especially he has a lot of upsets, like he's shined in wildcard competitions, but just when it comes to the battle itself and a live stage, I feel like he fails to impress the judges from time to time. But again, I do see him doing really well, so again, who knows, we'll see. I'm excited though. But yeah, next we have Stitch. Again, I feel like he's gonna be he's well versed in the Japanese culture, so I feel like Stitch can really show moments where he's like, okay, I can like talk to the crowd in Japanese, you know, I can say a word or two. So, and maybe Stitch, you know, it'd be cool maybe if he picks like a Japanese song. Again, I know it doesn't appeal judges wise, but the crowd wise is a big thing, and he'll have the crowd on the side. Maybe if he does like a some sort of Japanese song. But yeah, I feel like Stitch, it's really hard. Remix and Stitch. This thing with Stitch is, I don't think he's very dominant on stage. Like, I feel like I can see someone, and even like I see context into this as well, because maybe like if there's someone who went before Stitch that just absolutely crushed it, top 3 elimination, it's hard for him to kind of regain that, you know, momentum after that. So again, that's why I'm unsure about Stitch's abilities, because again, I feel like he could shine, but he could not. And there's some moments where his execution can be a little bit iffy. So, and then for Remix, for me, I just said the basis. So I think for now, I think before this, because I was kind of pondering about Stitch's performance before this recording, and I was thinking that he could, but again, if I had to pick between Remix and Stitch, I know Stitch has GBB experiments, and he has a lot to prove this year, especially because last year, I feel like the last time in 2021, he kind of underperformed, and I think he could perform well in this one. But again, I'm really just unsure. So I'm just gonna, and especially with this list, I haven't really, I feel like they'll pick one dude who's more, like 1 or 2 people that are more musical, and I feel like in these past, because I'm trying to think about last year GBB, we had River, who was really musical, who made it in. We had Wing, who was, I guess, somewhat musical, made it in. Let's see, Momimaru, not really. Improver was kind of musical in some areas, like he has a good balance. Again, if Improver was on this list, I would 100% would have made him pass through the battles. But again, this part is so hard, like who can shine more? So I feel like for me, Stitch in Remix is a toss up, and I feel like a lot of people wouldn't put Stitch in this, but I don't know, I just have like a gut feeling. I'm just for now gonna play it safe, Ooh, yeah, this is so tough because again, Remix was like has some really cool. I know he can bring some really cool moments. I think I'm gonna get rid of Stitch for now, just because I feel like Remix can really shine. So yeah, now we have a top 8. We have Alexinho, Momimaru, Abo Ice, Pac-Max Wing, Maxo, Black Roll. Now, this is where things get tough, okay? The battles is an interesting moment, and like I said, I'm gonna start with the person I started with the eliminations. I'm gonna start with Alexinho first. I feel like Alexinho is not really going for the win. Like, he doesn't really have anything to prove, so I'm not sure if he's gonna be, training. He'll probably train a little bit before the competition, but I feel like Alexinho has so much experience. He's just gonna go into this competition willy-nilly, and I'm gonna bring it up his performance back in 2021, and I think this is the reason he might go out. I feel like Alexinho will come into maybe the quarterfinals, and let's say he gets placed with someone like Maxo or Blackwell, for example. Okay, I feel like Alexinho can hold their own against people in this list, but I feel like his opponent might be way more hungrier for that, to win compared to Alexinho, because Alexinho, I feel like he's really laid back. I don't think he's coming with the intention to win, though I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. But I don't think Alexinho is bringing that killer intention compared to these other guys. So again, it depends on the matchup for me, because I feel like, for example, it's just tough. Like, it depends on the matchup. But Alexinho, I don't see him. He maybe can make a semifinal run, but I don't see him in the top 8. Top 8 is really, really hard. I feel like top 8 people also go really, really tough on top 8. So I feel like compared to these other guys, Alexinho is really just gonna bring that like crazy energy. Like, he'll bring this crazy energy, but I feel like his opponents are just gonna be more hungrier than he is, because I think he's just taking it laid back. So it's tough. But just to be safe, I have to pick 4 from these guys. So I'm just going to eliminate Alexinho for now. Remove that check mark. So yeah, Alexinho is gone. Another person I also want to eliminate is going to be Momimaru. Again, I see him... Again, I'm so unsure about him making it to eliminations, though I could see him making it in. But when it comes to the first battle, he did really well. Like, for example, he did good against, what's his name? River, right? He still brought some battle energy, and it was really cool. But again, compared to these other guys are battle machines. Like, imagine Momimaru getting... Like, if I pick him, let's say Momimaru, Abo Ice, I think Abo Ice will beat Momimaru. If I think Momimaru, Pac-Max, I feel like I can go through this whole list, and I feel like all these guys can do really good against Momimaru. But again, Momimaru is still really talented. But I feel like these other guys are just crazy monsters, like crazy beasts. Like, putting him against someone like Maxo or Black Roll, I just feel like he's gonna get, he's not gonna win it. So that's why I'm gonna eliminate Momimaru from the top 4. Now we have 6 other ones, and this is an interesting point I'm gonna bring across. I feel like Wing definitely shines again in the musical standpoint, and I definitely do see him making a top 4 when it comes to the elimination. But when it comes to that first battle, I know he can do really, really well in the battle. And I know, again, we can talk about like his Hotton performance. I don't know his intentions were in Hotton, but he lost to H-Has, which I know he's a pretty good battler. So I feel like when you put Wing against some of these other guys, I don't think he'll bring the energy. And I know he beat someone like Pac-Max last year. I feel like he could still win in a battle, but I don't think... Again, and I'm just guessing, I feel like he's not gonna go for the win in this competition. I'm just really unsure. I could see him making the top 4, but overall, when it comes to like a battle, some of these other guys are really, really good. And especially like when I'm pointing people out like Maxo and Blackwell, for example, like they qualified from winning these crazy tough battles, So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's gonna be really, really tough for him. But again, it depends, because I see him winning with other people's that we have currently, but I see him losing with other people. So I'm gonna eliminate him from the top 8. I don't think I feel confident in some of these other guys. And then this is really hard. I think from this list, I think I'm gonna have to eliminate also Remix. Remix is gonna definitely bring some craziness to it, but I know he can counter some of these guys, especially he's really good at that. But again, I'm kind of unsure about his performances because I don't know. I just feel like with these technical dudes who can also do like bases, I feel like they're more well-rounded when compared to Remix. No, Remix is definitely, I would say, more well-rounded when it comes to someone like Blackroll and Maxo, for example. But I feel like, for example, Blackroll and Maxo are just the top of their line, you know. Technicality, when it comes to this battle, they're like the top. So it's tough. I could see Remix making a top 4 run. And I don't know, because, I know in Hot 10, he made it into the top 4. I don't know who he beat in the top 8. So I'm unsure. I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, back to it. It's tough. But again, I feel like if Remix is like paired against someone like Abo Ice, for example, I feel like Remix might have a tough one, but I think he could. It's a maybe. He might be Abo Ice, or like it's a maybe for someone like Pac-Max, for example. But man, I feel like in this point of the competition, I'm just not sure. I feel like these other ones can just, like, for example, I know he's the top when it comes to like him doing base techniques compared to any of these other guys, but Pac-Max, maybe like more of like the inward base, throw base, and stuff like that. But what is it? I think I'm more confident in some of these other guys. I think I'm just gonna eliminate Remix. Again, I do see him making a top 4 appearance, but with this list, it's just tough for me. So now we have 4 people, and again, I don't think I could pick someone for passing this, because again, I'm gonna go through it. Abo Ice, I definitely could see him making a finals appearance. In Hot 10 this year, though, he did make it the top 8, and that's kind of disappointing. I would have expected him to go higher. I don't know who he was placed with, but again, it's tough for Abo Ice. I don't really know. Again, Pac-Max, crazy on stage. I don't know if what he does is gonna get old, so it might be a tough one, but he does have some insane routines, and especially him being Vice World Champ. I definitely do. I think I could confidently say I think I see Pac-Max making a finals appearance. I think compared to these 4, I definitely could see Pac-Max making it to the final 4. And again, I feel like for Pac-Max, Maxo, and Blackroll, we've seen these guys kind of battle each other the past year or two. You know, they've battled each other various amount of times. So I mean, for the final, I do like they all are very promising. So it's really hard for me to pick who I think might win, though. I might pick 2 people I might think might make the finals. Maybe I think I might unfortunately have to eliminate Abo Ice from this pool. That's tough. Again, I do see, again, for all these top 4, I could see them making a finals appearance, but at the same time, I'm unsure if they're gonna make it or not. Again, it's tough. It's a toss-up. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. So, and then we have Pac-Max, Maxo, and Blackroll. Let's see, dude. Again, like it's tough. Like I could say like definitely. I feel like a European is gonna win this competition. I don't know. One of these 3. I feel like one of these 3 might win. Again, anyone from this list could win, but it's so tough because all these guys. Again, someone can just come out of nowhere and just impress everyone and just win the whole thing, but it's just it's too hard. So I can see each of these guys going into the finals because they all have such crazy, you know, they can do so much stuff for battles, especially like what Blackroll, his run he made in Great North was phenomenal. He had some craziness. Maxo, what? Again, like Maxo and Blackroll, even Pac-Max, because I was gonna make Blackroll an example for his performance at the Great North, but Pac-Max was in that competition and got second as well. So I think I would say it's definite that I would see Pac-Max making it into a final, and then for Maxo and Blackroll, it might be interchangeable. It's a little tough for me when it comes to these 2 because they're so dominant on stage as well. So I feel like that is gonna be my list. I think I'm gonna end it here because it's too tough compared to these other guys. I can't pick one definite winner, but I see these 3 kind of at least making top 4. So yeah, put your comments down who you think might make it. Like, I want to hear you guys' points, especially because I feel like there's people in this list that I eliminated, even in the elimination round, that y'all might strongly disagree with me. So I want to hear what you guys have to say, you know, just on some friendly stuff, because I'm not here to say like no toxic stuff. I just want to hear other people's points, and I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not really like dissing any artists, and I'm not undermining their abilities. I think any of these guys can make it to win this whole thing, but you know, just doing this for fun. So yeah, again, let me know, because I feel like a lot of discussion might be made for some of these guys, but I made my point across for a majority of these people, and I just want to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, you guys already know I'm Yolow. I'll check you out next time. Peace. We're gonna see who sorry, without the peace, but we're gonna see how this list compared when this competition is, because I just want to see, you know, I think last year I didn't really put like a prediction, but I got like a solid amount of people. I think I got like 4 out of the 8 that made it into the battles, or at least 3. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens this next coming days, and we'll see if I'm definitely not gonna be right 100%, but we're gonna see what I got right. So yeah, you guys already know I'm Yolow, and I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.